G'day and good evening. It's George with another great episode tonight of A Message of Hope. So it turns out a boutique owner in Mosman, for those of you who don't know, it's one of Sydney's wealthiest suburbs. Now, recently had to threaten to release CCTV footage before a shoplifter would pay her back for a stolen necklace. Now, it is interesting. The necklace is worth over $300. Tell you what else is interesting. The thief wasn't a desperate teenager. None of that stereotype, of course. She turned out to be a woman in her 50s, dressed like any other regular customers, just browsing calmly before she walked out with it. Now, if you think $300 tough, listen to this, because you need to rewind back a little bit further. Say 2011, the Hollywood actress Winona Ryder. She is a multi-millionaire film star, and yet she was found guilty of stealing over $5,000 worth of merchandise from Saks Fifth Avenue. Incredible, right? Of course, she was sentenced to just community service. That's Hollywood justice for you. So let's put this idea to rest early, because shoplifting was never just a poverty problem, correct? Now, I'm going to tell you why I sit on all this, because it's not as clean as I like. You see, a few years back, I'm talking about last century, I was in Chinatown doing some odd jobs, somewhere where I never actually been before, this part of the cafe, okay? I just had a craving for a curry puff, right? It was in the corner of Russell and Littleburg Street. I remember now. Yes. I was standing at the counter waiting for the owner to come out. And I saw the man in front of me reach behind the counter and took one of the curry puff. Yeah. Now, this was done while the owner's back was turned. I was shocked. That's why I said nothing. It was just a split second. I wasn't sure whether do I say something or do I keep silent? I said nothing, not because I didn't see it. I saw it clearly. I said nothing because in that half second, I genuinely didn't know if opening my mouth would get me hit in the face. So I stood there and let it pass and ordered my own food like nothing had happened. Yeah. So I still remember walking out with my curry puff, wondering why my hands felt slightly unsteady over something that cost the shop owner maybe $1 or $2. It was so long ago. So here's the thing about that moment. There was no cost to me either way, because speaking up would have cost a few awkward seconds. Surely. Staying silent cost nothing, and I still chose silence. Let's look at Leviticus chapter 19, verse 11, because this sits inside a section of instructions God gave Israel for how to actually live day to day as a community. All right, so it's not abstract virtue or practical neighbor to neighbor conduct. This is what he says. You shall not steal, nor deal falsely, nor lie to one another. Bang. Notice it doesn't stop at stealing, right? It adds dealing falsely. That's harmful, and lying to one another. Pretty naughty. Because the taking is rarely the whole story. It's the silence around it that lets it keep happening. Now, I want to say that plainly because I think a lot of us assume we're innocent simply for not being the one with our hands in the till. Standing there watching someone else's hand go in isn't innocence. It's just a quieter version of dealing falsely, with the person being wrong and honestly with yourself. Oh, if you never had to weigh whether to speak up or when it wasn't costing you anything, hold on to that thought, because I want to tell you about the time it actually did cost me something. Are you ready? You may have heard it before. If you haven't, I'm going to tell you right now. I was working at a retail section at a pawnbroking store, and a girl, I'm pretty sure it was a teenage girl because she had school uniform, walked in, asked to see a phone, and to try it out, things like that. It was an iPhone. She snatched it and she ran, and I chased her, okay? Now, out the door, down a busy street, at least 100 meters, I would have tried to chase her down, yelling for her to stop. And she turned a corner and I lost her. Yeah, it sucks. I never got the phone back. Yeah. She took advantage of me because I had a sling in my arm when I was working. Here's what I haven't told you yet. Yeah. The arm was on the sling that day, right? Because I had bursitis. And my manager had insisted I wear it for support before I even chased anyone. I've been wearing the arm for a good 2 or 3 weeks maybe, the arm sling. When I got back to the store, there was no thanks waiting for me. In fact, I had a pretty angry manager. What was waiting not long after was a first and final warning letter the next day. HR's reasoning was that I put myself at risk, that they didn't want to be the ones knocking on my door at home, telling my family I wasn't coming back, right? In case I get shot. Now, I don't remember exactly what I did with that letter. I think I ripped it up the moment I walked in my front door that night. I was furious. I mean, if I owned that business, I would have been grateful someone cared enough to fight for it. But instead, I got disciplined for caring too much. That's the kind of society we live in. If this is the kind of story that makes you shake your head at your own workplace, hey, you're not alone. And if today's your first time here, well, there's more where this came from, so stick around. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. I'll be honest here, right? The anger didn't stay in the past for me either. I mean, Victoria's since been named the car theft capital of the country, and the data shows kids are behind most of the carjackings that's driving that number. So you don't need a headline to tell you something's broken when you've already chased a thief down the street with your arm in a sling and gotten a warning letter for it instead of a thank you letter. Yeah, that's gratitude for you. So here's where I have an opinion, and it's not comfortable. The curry puff cost me nothing to speak up about, and I said nothing. And yet the phone cost me a sling wrapped up arm on a busy street, and I ran anyway. I don't think most of us are choosing between courage and cowardice on any given day. We're choosing between convenience and cost, right? And usually convenience wins, right up until something in us decides it won't. So here's the one thing I ask you to carry with you today. Next time you watch something wrong happen in front of you, small and glamorous, easy to ignore, notice which one you become. The one who says nothing because it costs nothing, or the one who moves even in a sling maybe, even knowing it might cost you. My friends, a curry puff disappeared in front of me and I let it happen. But an iPhone disappeared in front of me and I couldn't let that one go, whatever the cost. My question today, which one are you most days? And that's today's message of hope. Thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.